Hello and welcome to Brewers Daily, part of the Fan Arch Podcast Network. This episode is brought to you by Kalshi. Use promo code FANARCHBASEBALL to get $10 when you trade 10. I'm Dave Gasper. What a weekend it was for the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers take the series against the Philadelphia Phillies in dominant fashion, especially on Friday night, on Sunday afternoon. Oh my goodness, we got a lot to get to there. Also, finally, it is time. The moves are being made. We'll get into that, and we'll look ahead to the series coming up here against the Cleveland Guardians. But first, we got to talk about the weekend that was here for the Brewers, and what was Jacob Misiorowski thoroughly dominating the Philadelphia Phillies. That game on Friday night was probably the most dominant pitching performance any of us have ever seen in Brewers franchise history. I mean, you can even look at the no-hitters, Juan Nieves and Corbin Burns, Josh Hader, that no-hitter and whatnot. Jacob Misiorowski gave up one hit, threw a curveball, threw off-speed for whatever reason. I think they tried to get too cute. It was like, oh, they're going to be expecting a fastball here in the fourth inning. Yeah, everyone's expecting fastball. They still can't hit it because it's 104. But ends up being a clean single in the fourth, and that was it. It gets erased on a double play. Jacob Misiorowski faces the minimum. 27 batters, complete game shutout, 15 strikeouts, 0 walks, 95 pitches. A Maddox, a complete game on less than 100 pitches, setting a record for the most strikeouts in a Maddox, in a complete game in under 100 pitches with 15. The previous record was 13. This is just insane. This is stupid what Jacob Misiorowski has been doing. And this has been his best one yet. It is, frankly, only a matter of time until this man throws a no-hitter. It is only a matter of time, maybe, until he throws a perfect game. He was that one single shy of a perfect game, potentially with 15 strikeouts. It is just the most electric run that he has been on. His last 8 starts, he has been completely unstoppable. That he has just given up so few runs, so few hits. It is just bonkers what he's doing. And he set new records on velocity. He came out throwing 104.5. He set like 3 new records for velocity just in the first inning alone. He's still throwing 102, 103 in the 9th inning. This has never been done before. I don't care what you may think or what you may have heard about Nolan Ryan back in the day. There was zero chance Nolan Ryan had this kind of velocity. There's zero chance he was throwing 104 like this. Jacob Misiorowski is one of one. He is on an otherworldly run right now, and I don't see how he's not starting for the National League in the All-Star game this year. I don't see how he's not the front runner for Cy Young at this point. I mean, it is incredible what he's been doing. He has figured out the command. He is attacking hitters. I mean, he is getting stronger. He is getting better, which is hard to believe. And just continuing to grow. And just the energy that you see from him. It was otherworldly what he did on Friday night. Just an incredible game, incredible win for the Brewers. And remember last year, Nick Castellanos of the Phillies at the time was saying, oh, this is turning into the Savannah Bananas, with Misiorowski being named an all-star. Trey Turner called it a joke. Things like that. So Miz facing these guys again, and he's just lighting them up with 104s, striking them out 15 times, just completely shutting them down and dominating them all game. It was beautiful. I asked Miz if there's anything special about facing the Phillies, because of kind of all the stuff that happened, all the stuff that happened last year. And he's like, yeah, not necessarily that. It's just kind of, whenever there's these big market teams, it's the same as the Yankees or the Dodgers or, any of those big market clubs. When they come in, you want to pitch well. So, I mean, Jacob Misiorowski wants to be a big market killer. I mean, he's here for the Brewers, and it's like, oh, big market teams coming in. I'm just going to absolutely shove and dominate all of these guys. Just incredible. And he is just continuing to find ways to improve. It is legitimately only a matter of time until he throws a no-no. It honestly could have been a Friday night, but still, it is only a matter of time. And then, fast forward to Sunday, And Kyle Harrison's on the bump against Christopher Sanchez. Christopher Sanchez wins NL Pitcher of the Month for May, despite Jake Mizrowski being a very worthy contender as well. So Christopher Sanchez, he didn't give up a single run in the month of May. That was his kind of determining factor, whatever else. Because Miz gave up 1 run and Sanchez gave up 0. Well, Sanchez gave up 4 runs on Sunday to the Milwaukee Brewers. Gave up a leadoff home run to Jackson Chourio. And then he gave up a 3-run bomb to Blake Perkins. I mean, what a game for Blake Perkins. To come through, 3-run homer off Sanchez. Then he comes through with a double again off Sanchez to chase him from the game. Blake Perkins is 6 for 7 in his career against Christopher Sanchez. I mean, the dude has struggled. He couldn't buy a hit all season long. He has struggled so much. And facing arguably like the other best pitcher in the National League, and he goes 2 for 3 and has a homer and a double. And it's just like, of course, that's baseball. And also, Blake Perkins got a big double off Tarek Skubal way back when the Brewers faced the Tigers earlier in the season. So Blake Perkins, an ace killer, not really able to do as much against everyone else, but hey, very much happy for him. Kind of gets a little bit of a weight off the shoulders there. And Perkins just like seeing one get over the fence and just kind of seeing stuff fall just feels so great for him because he really has been going through it. But that was all in support of Kyle Harrison, who goes 6 shutout on Sunday, gives up just 3 hits and all singles, 3 strikeouts, just incredible from Kyle Harrison, rebounding from when he was out in Las Vegas. Just like we kind of talked about during that Las Vegas series, I view that as kind of more of a one-off situation. There was nothing I was reading into that Kyle Harrison start, and then sure enough, back at sea level, Kyle Harrison is pitching much more like the Kyle Harrison that we've known and loved. And the Brewers have now won 10 straight games that Kyle Harrison has pitched. Okay? Because they did end up winning that marathon game in Las Vegas. So, I mean, even though Harrison had his worst start by far and was not really a factor in them winning that game, still, the Brewers won that game. Remember last year, Quinn Priester, who the Brewers acquired from the Boston Red Sox, Quinn Priester went on a stretch of 19 straight games that he pitched in that the Brewers won. Now, Kyle Harrison, whom the Brewers acquired from the Boston Red Sox, has won 10 straight games. He's more than halfway there to Quinn Priester's record, I guess you could say. And it is just bonkers. I know I keep using bonkers here, but look how he's been able to develop. He didn't really even seem like he had his best stuff. Didn't really have the slurve going early on there. And Pat Murphy said post-game he didn't really pitch his best until like the 5th, 6th inning. And was able to carve through that Phillies lineup, who put up a whole bunch of runs on Saturday night. And I mean, that's just great pitching by Kyle Harrison and helping the Brewers win once again to get to 10 straight starts with this and end up winning the series. And I mean, he puts the Brewers in a great chance to win every time he goes out there, with the exception of the one in Las Vegas. But again, that game we can just throw out the window with all those park factors. So nothing is certainly wrong with him. But any of those games, you're feeling good about Kyle Harrison on the bump. And on Kalshi, you can trade every single game, which is what we're also very, very happy about here. And also, what did we talk about on Friday? I believe it was Jacob Mizrowski, 10-plus strikeouts with the percentages there. I wish we could have gone higher on that, but that one certainly paid out some dividends on that one. So, I mean, we got to be looking again here. Now, the Brewers are going to be taking on the Cleveland Guardians here coming up in this upcoming series. They got the off day on Monday here, so they got a little bit of time. But the Brewers and the Guardians have been going through it a little bit there, but they've had some injuries. But we'll get into that. The Brewers are currently trading at a 57% chance to win this game coming up here on Tuesday night against the Guardians. That means a $100 trade pays out $165 with a win, and that is a nice chunk of change there, absolutely, to get in your wallets. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use promo code FANARCHBASEBALL to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi, Kalshi, trade on anything. All right, we got to get to the big news here that came down middle of Sunday. Finally, it is time. It is Cooper Pratt time in Milwaukee. The Brewers are calling up one of their top shortstop prospects. They signed him to an extension back in April, and now he is finally here. So during that game for the Nashville Sounds on Sunday, this was shortly after the Brewer game was done, but in the sixth inning of the Sounds game, Cooper Pratt gets pulled from the game, and we're seeing a video shot of Pratt giving hugs to the entire dugout and trying to hold back tears. And generally, that means one thing. That means he's going to the show. He's going to the big leagues. Sure enough, it was confirmed shortly after that the Brewers are indeed promoting Cooper Pratt to the big league roster. It is time. He's got a 735 OPS down there in Nashville, 6 homers, 6 doubles, 4 triples, 17 stolen bases. He's been really, really good. He's been playing much better as of late, being on a bit of a hot stretch at the plate, because I know he was struggling early on. But Cooper Pratt is coming up, and he is going to be the shortstop for the foreseeable future. We've seen a mix of David Hamilton and Joey Ortiz over there, but now Cooper Pratt, he has the extension. They're not calling him up to sit the bench. They're calling him up to play basically every single day. So Cooper Pratt is going to be the shortstop going forward. So when it comes to the corresponding move, we don't yet know what that is going to be. It can be reasonably expected that Luis Rengifo is going to be involved in that somehow. We saw the report from Ken Rosenthal a couple of weeks ago that the Brewers were waiting for around June 15th, June 16th, when that day was where teams could first trade free agents in the first year of their contracts. Let's look at what day it is. Oh, it's June 15th. Oh, what do you know? It's right on time there. So I'm expecting something to be happening here with Luis Rengifo. Rengifo is out of options. Hamilton has options. Ortiz has options. I don't think those guys are going to be going anywhere. Hamilton has played very well as of late. He's played the best of that trio over there. Ortiz, I think, could move to a utility spot. Based on the people that I've talked to, that seems like a very viable possibility for him. And playing a little bit of third base. He played there his first year in Milwaukee, so I think that's a possibility. Luis Rengifo seems like the odd man out here. We'll see if it's a trade. We'll see if it's a DFA. We'll see if it's something else. I mean, Rengifo was also dealing with the athletic trainer a couple of times on Sunday. Kind of fell awkwardly in shallow left, going after a baseball and kind of hurt his wrist a little bit. Was checking it out, but stayed in. Then during one of his other at-bats, he fouled the ball off his shin and was in severe pain. So maybe it could be an IL stint. I don't want to rule out that possibility at the moment. But either way, I'm expecting Luis Rengifo to be involved in the transaction here somehow, because Cooper Pratt is coming up and he is going to be playing every single day, largely going forward. So the Brewers are going to be making some changes here in the rest of their infield, and also other promotions throughout the farm system. The Brewers are promoting Andrew Fisher finally to Double-A Biloxi, and they're promoting Josh Adamczewski as well from Appleton to Double-A Biloxi. So those two guys who have been great for the Timber Rattlers, they're moving up. Cooper Pratt moving up. It's about that time of year here where the Brewers are going to be making these promotions, and they're making the change here on the left side of the infield for the big league club. So very, very excited for that. And Pratt should be making his debut on Tuesday night when the Brewers return to action against the Cleveland Guardians, who are coming to town. And Cleveland, they have dealt with some injuries in recent days. I mean, they had to throw Rhys Hoskins out in left field the other day. A couple of outfield injuries that they're dealing with. Also, Jose Ramirez has a hamate fracture. So, I mean, Ramirez is by far their best hitter, their best player. So he is going to be out for the time being. He's going to be out for this series. But then what we got coming up for the pitching matchups, Left-hander Robert Gasser on the mound for the Crew on Tuesday. Slade Cecconi, the right-hander, is going to be pitching for Cleveland that day. He's got a 4.83 ERA on the season. Then on Wednesday, Brandon Sproat is on the bump for the Crew. Gavin Williams, the right-hander as well, he is going to be there for Cleveland. 3.32 ERA on the season, sitting on 99 strikeouts at the moment. So he's been really, really good for them. And then Thursday, the matinee is going to be a matchup of left-handers. Shane Drowan on the bump for the Crew. Parker Messick is going to be pitching for Cleveland. Messick, 2.68 ERA, 6-3 record. He's been really, really good for them as well. Now, if you're kind of counting the days here, the initial turn should have been Jacob Misiorowski for Thursday's game, but instead the Brewers are pushing him back, and he'll pitch on Friday against the Braves. That's the expectation. But they kind of planned out that little extra day of rest there for him. And especially with throwing the complete game, giving him an extra day is certainly not the worst thing in the world there. So it's nothing wrong with Misiorowski. They just kind of want to give him a little bit of that extra day there. And that also lines them back up with Harrison. So then it will go Misiorowski, Harrison, and on through the rotation here. And having those two guys back to back, I mean, that's a dynamic duo and a great 1-2 punch atop your rotation. So that's what's coming up here against Cleveland. And Cooper Pratt going to be coming up and making his debut. It is time. We are here. We have made it. It is going to be the Cooper Pratt era beginning in Milwaukee on Tuesday night. So I'm very excited for it. We're going to be covering it every step of the way, so be sure to subscribe to Brewers Daily if you haven't already, and follow me on Twitter at dgasper24. Appreciate all of you watching and listening, and we'll see you again next time for another episode of Brewers Daily.